We are live. Excuse me. Welcome to my thoughts on The Bear Season 4 Episode 2. Soubise. A word I'm really glad they said during the episode, because otherwise I would probably screw up the pronunciation. There will be spoilers for this episode and all the ones leading up to it. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be another episode I love? Let's dive right in. So, let's see. I'm not sure how chronological this is gonna be, but yeah, Marcus standing, in the freezer room, worried about seeing it, and Sid's like, helping with the and it's one of those things. He needs her to say the really sarcastic things to kind of let out some of the tension there. But yeah, it was a nice moment. Let's see. For a little while it looked like it was going to be like a Richie-centric episode. It focused on him for several minutes, but ultimately that didn't really end up being the case. I really appreciate that they continue on this. That sometimes he'll fuck up, but he definitely does also really come through. It was absolutely necessary that they get people who were more like experienced with making this sort of thing work. The shit, I forgot the nickname I gave them in the video on the episode before this one. But yeah, the three from the other place. Yeah, right. Before I forget, if you haven't already, treat yourself to the video right here on YouTube. Jess McKenna makes some noise, during which, the entire video is great. A compilation of, self-explanatory. But one particular part, they do the bear if it was hyper about, what's that thing called again? Leisure balance. Job-life balance, something like that, It's fucking hilarious, and they nail it. You can tell they know the show really well. They absolutely, my god. Anyway, let's see. But yeah, the Richie stuff was good. He gets so into the Western that he's singing, on the way home. And yeah, the thing with, Carm, I'm gonna lock up now, unless that interferes with your moping. Is this a test? Are you expecting me to ask if you're okay? There's a, yeah. God, a lot of guys really need to get better at communicating. I wasn't always particularly good at it myself, and I don't know if I'm certainly not perfect. I think that might just about bring us to the so T is still dealing with the the timing, and Jess just tells her, I know you're not there yet, but you're gonna get it, but right now I think you should work on something else. And it's absolutely true. I forget which, but there is this like recognized genius from like a while back who noted, you have to take a break every so often, or the masterpiece will not come to exist if you don't take breaks. And it's absolutely true. Yeah, let's see, she brings up the baby, and Carmia's like, what is this baby you refer to? Has nothing to do with restaurant. Yeah, at first he doesn't even realize that she's talking about Nat's baby. And it was pretty funny, the thing with, I will shove this right up, and he calls and apologizes, and Nat is so used to him not asking to see the baby that she doesn't even think that's what it is. She thinks it's the thing with, you know, they're gonna have to cut down on things, which, yeah, uh, just when you thought the show was done throwing obstacles, yeah, I'm kidding. Nobody watching thought that they were done throwing obstacles in the way of the bear. Um, but yeah, I think, yeah, it was a nice scene, and you know, she talks about the spark, and it's okay if he doesn't love it anymore, and yeah, right. It was also a good scene, but shit, goddamn, there's so many good scenes. Carm and Ibrahim was also great. Um, and let's see, yeah, Sid trying to explain to Carm, who complete like the metaphor does not register at all. And he's like, but we don't need apples. No, we need in this big hypothetically we need apples. You know, it's because he's thinking there's no apples as part of our menu. I don't understand. You know, as like it's you know so used to be a 10. What about 6? Fuck, what did he say? Parsnips, whatever. He's something else. You know, she's like, why did you start to think about that? And he's like, 6 is less than 10. And then we get hands down the best line of the entire episode. Many things are less than 10. And yeah, by the end he does understand what's going on. And yeah, once he understands, he's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do that. And she's like, I know when Richie calls us replicants, he's kidding. Are you sure you're not a replicant right now? Do I have to bring out a void conf test? Should I ask, you know, about the turtle on the road, or questions that make you think you might be a lesbian? But yeah, you know, he really is working on himself. He is trying to be less intense and more, you know, constructive and working with the others. I think that does bring us nicely. Let's see, what's the next thing? I'm sure the whole wine thing had like connoisseurs nodding along, or maybe even jotting down notes. Yeah. There are times where this show, I love it. I love the show overall, but there are times where this show does border on being too fucking pretentious for me. Like when she said wine is a snapshot of that moment in time. My God. I'm sorry. This is, yeah. I love the show. I still 100% do. But some of this stuff, wow. We're gonna move on. It was a nice moment when Sid is explaining, you know, the changed menu, and she doesn't know that Carmi can hear, and you know the confidence and capability really shine through, and he comes up and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, it's just and he's like, yeah, should I go over it with you? And she's like, no, you're right. It's, you know, that's good, cause yeah, it sounds like she's doing poorly when he's like interrupting and talking over her, but when she just gets a chance to explain it, yeah, clearly she knows this stuff. She's really, really good at it, you know. And I think and hope this means he's starting to trust her more. I'm at this point thinking I don't think she's gonna end up at Shapiro's place. The in-show Shapiro. I'm not talking about Daily Wire Plus. Anyway, yeah, definitely she would be missed as part of the bear. And yeah, I mean, if she can just, if Carmi will treat her better, if she gets better treatment there, and the restaurant starts being financially, you know, viable, yeah, that really is it. I'm worried about what's good. Like, she keeps not talking to her dad, and yeah, I worry that there's some, I don't know, bad news or something. Um, I don't think Francine has been mentioned before, but for several seconds, the show had me thinking that Pete was trying to make his way through confessing to cheating, and I was like, fuck you. I do not believe Pete would cheat, even if it rhymes. At some times, no, that's just not. But thankfully, it was just like the former friend, and I do like the changed name in the. I don't think she was always known by the rather derogatory one that she is now, but yeah. Um, and the let's see, we have the thing about, yeah, apparently all she said was hi, and she almost writes I miss you, and then almost writes, or almost sends, she does write, then almost sends go fuck, and ultimately doesn't send either. um, and let's see, I did enjoy the headiness. I forget which one wrote first, but one of them wrote like drop dead, and then the other one wrote you drop dead, which, like, yeah, that's a lot of arguments have that kind of energy. Right. Also appreciate the thing about T got into a fight with David, and neither of them apologized, so they slept like shit. And then in the morning, she apologized and he didn't. It's just, yeah, very realistic, like, long-term romantic relationship. Not only married couple. There's the thing about arguing like an old married couple. It's not exclusive to them. I think that might just about. Let's see. Really cool that at the end of the episode, she got there. Less than 3 minutes. Really cool. And yeah, I admire this show's ability to keep us on the edge of our seats when a decent percentage of it is like people cooking the same thing over and over again. Like, that's, I mean, the line in the Team America and also South Park song montage is to show it all would take too long, and this show is certainly trying to see if it can't show it all. Let's see. I think that might cover. Is that anything important? I'm just gonna real quick check if that's anything important. It is not important. Gotcha. Anyway, I think that covers everything in the episode. Yeah. Yeah, there's at least one more thing. Right, the discussion about they make him sound like a fucking spy. Like, nobody's seen this guy. He can hack any system within mere moments of even becoming aware of its hypothetical existence somewhere in the multiverse. And just, yeah. Let's see. I did think it was a nice sentiment. I don't know if it's always feasible, but the thing about, you got to treat everyone like they're the center of the universe. Let's see. I feel like there's something else that I really wanted to. I like the gentle teasing. Oh, well, let me just put my head back on. And I think. Shit, there's at least one more thing. I guess it is just that one, I hope. Yeah. I liked, sometimes Richie is just better when it's like off the cuff. But yeah, kick the living shit out of it today or something like that. And at first they're like, oh God, he's taking forever to get to the, it's like, the Joker flipping through looking for the joke he means to tell. But yeah, you know, that worked. You know, they cheer. They just needed to. They just need to get past the part where he's just standing there flipping through the fucking thing. Just yeah. Um, I liked Sid's feedback quite a bit. He comes in, he's like, so I was thinking this, and yeah, he says the thing, and she's like, ah, I think it's a little hyper intelligent. Maybe if you could make it a little bit more casual. And he's like, oh, fuck, why did I fuck it up? Ah, God, I knew it was fucking wrong. I sound like some, like, elitist fuck. And I am so glad Ayo Edebiri is on the show because, my God, her delivery of so many of these lines. Like I mentioned, she had the best line of the episode. And part of it was her delivery. When she responds, it's pitch perfect the way she says it. No, I actually don't think you're that at all.